There's one. First fish of the day. Thump, thump. That is a body of water that I have not fished in over 20 years. It's a big one, and we're gonna see what's in it today. Electric motors only. Got my kayak, of course, with my trolling motor on it. It's also paddleable, but there's been some changes not too long ago to this particular body of water, and I want to see how it affected the fishing. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get to it. But before we get fishing, I want to say, hey there, how's it going? My name's Adam, this is Go To Outdoors, and I am happy to welcome you back to another one. So you just go ahead and sit tight, and let's go see what kind of adventures we can get into today. I have absolutely no idea what kind of species other than largemouth bass are in this particular body of water, so let's go do some exploring. We're gonna start the day off with some ultralight. See if there's any crappie in here. I doubt they'd be this far up in the shallows, but because crappie are more likely to hang around some kind of structure. And this all the time of year, they're probably very likely to suspend out in the open. Oh, look, a sycamore, my favorite tree ever. Said nobody ever. There's a lot of good structure around here. There's some deeper sections, and I'm going to try and hit some of the ledges near the deeper sections today. I was not expecting this kind of wind today, but it is what it is. Like always, we just adapt and overcome. Just happy that I have got a trolling motor off to fight the wind with just a paddle, because that's exhausting. It truly is. I'm hoping if I get into a kind of a protected cove, I can get onto some kind of a topwater bite today. That would be really exciting for me. Apart from that one little fish I caught on the rat yesterday, I'm lacking in topwater action. I need some more. It makes me happy. Few things quite as awesome as a good blow up. Granted, because I'm doing other things early in the morning right now, I can't be out here when I really wanted to be to start, but I usually have really good luck first thing, like first thing in the morning, like first light with topwater stuff. But we're gonna make do. We're gonna see what happens. It's a good day. I'm gonna go ahead and say something that's gonna make a lot of folks grumpy, but as shallow as this lake is, like pretty much throughout its entirety. Oh, I just had something right here. Darn it. This place would be spectacular if snakeheads lived here. I mean, they don't, and I'm not saying they should. We don't need a bucket biologist go ahead and introduce something stupid into a new area that doesn't need it, but all I'm saying is that this kind of habitat would be prime for snakeheads. Shallow, lots of cover, a lot of places for sun to hit where they can hide and stay warm at the same time. I'm pretty sure I'm in the middle of a flat right here. I'm gonna do some exploring. Kind of surprised with the water clarity, to be honest. This place is known for being more clear than anything. At least it was. Things could have definitely changed in 20 years. Fish could be anywhere on this flat. This is definitely a flat. It felt like a bite, but it wasn't. But this cover, like I was saying, this kind of cover would be prime for a snakehead. Shallow, not too thick, not too sparse. Of course, they'd lay up under the flats of those weeds that are right on the bank. I mean, they don't care. They'll bury themselves in whatever. So he just feels like a moving bait day. Don't know why. I could be completely wrong. I could have absolutely zero luck throwing a moving bait today. But it feels like a moving bait day. Yeah, this reel's protesting. I have kind of overworked this reel recently between the chatterbait and all the spinnerbait times I've been throwing. Probably just needs a good solid coat of oil. Yeah, right, as it gets at a certain point in the spool, it starts to sound like a Shimano DC. And it shouldn't, because I don't have one. Now, where could these fish be? As far as I'm aware, this lake has never been known for, lunkers, huge amounts of large fish. But it's a large body of water. It's about as unpressured as it gets. And there's been a lot of work done to it over the last couple of years. It's essentially a brand new lake. For all intents and purposes when it comes to fish and everything else. Because they've had a couple drawdowns where they pretty much emptied it completely out, like totally and completely emptied out. And of course that gives a lot of things time to recover. Yeah, like this back here. Oh man, if snake kids lived in here, it'd be insane. See a lot of these little, willow whatevers, like all this stuff. And we're in several feet of water here, so this is just stuff that grew up over a couple of years while the water was down. While they were doing that drawdown. So there's plenty of cover here for any kind of fish, for sure. I just hope I can tie into a couple of them for you. This wouldn't be much sense of a video if I couldn't make anything happen here, now could I? Just throw right back up into the sticks. We've got a spinnerbait. Comes through it pretty well. And you never know when something's just going to absolutely pound it from the middle of the weeds. Because there's a stick all the way out there, which means this is just a very wide flat. There's one. First fish of the day. Thump thump, isolated cover. All right. All right, not skunk, baby. On the Riot Baits tungsten minima jig. That was just a solid little thump thump. First fish of the day. That's a pretty little fish. It's a healthy little fish. And I'm willing to bet he's not the only thing out there. Later, buddy. Healthy fish. What a healthy fish. That was cool. Isolated cover with a jig. And I'm willing to bet, like I said, he's got a friend. That was a very, very solid little thump thump thump. And it is entirely likely that the majority of fish that are in this lake are all going to be that size. Which doesn't bother me. I like catching them anyway. But it'll be interesting to see what actually comes of it. So we know there's largemouth in here still. That's a good sign. This thing sounds terrible. I'm gonna have to go ahead and work on that. That was a hit. Little tiny things. Lots of little things next to that stick over there. It would be great if there was a white crappie in here, because I haven't caught a white crappie yet. That's something. Nope, bluegill. Just a bluegill. Nice. Tiny little things. So they have trouble getting very much at all into their mouths. They're not like shell crackers or greenies or stomp knockers or anything like that. They're a decidedly smaller mouthed fish. There's another bite right there. Let's see my... Yep. They really gotta want it in order to get them hooked. So I don't know, like I said, I don't know what species are in here, but we've now verified that largemouth and bluegill are in here. Bluegill are next to this isolated cover. I may catch some blue... Oh, he just chased it all the way up. Nice. The reason I'm using white grub on this is because I want to be able to get... Got him. That was a different kind of hit. That didn't feel like a bluegill, but it is. Nope, that's a crappie. 3 species in here. That is still another black crappie. I knew that it felt totally different from a from the hit of a bluegill. It was just a thump and then nothing. So there's 3 species in here. And the bass will eat both bluegill and crappie. Especially at this size. I mean, it's just a little dinky thing. He's skinny. Super skinny fish. Still counts. Pretty thing. Later, buddy. Go on back. Yep, that was a totally different hit. I could tell as soon as it struck that it was not a bluegill. Well, usually where there's one crappie, there's going to be more of them. So, not a new species as of yet. The new species I need is a white crappie. I'm going to probably hit all these individual sticks over there. Yep, I think that's another crappie, the way that hit. I think that's another crappie. Yep. No. All right. All right. I think that's a white bass or a white perch. New species, either way. I think that's a white perch. Ouch. Dang, he was sharp. Ouch. Ouch. Darn it, you little booger. Stop it. Stop it. You're being a jerk. You're gonna make the people online think you're an idiot. Stop it. Give me your mouth. Give me your mouth. And he pooped. How rude is that? I don't know. White perch, white bass? You tell me. I'm gonna go home and do some research. I think it's a white bass or a white perch. I think I might be doing a lot of... He's a slimy thing. Look at the slime coming off of him. Gross. I think it's a white perch. I don't know. You tell me. Let me get a picture just for good measure. Maybe Seek will have that. Let's try the sea cap just for kicks. Ouch! Never mind, we're not going to use the sea cap. But again, very much like the crappie, different kind of strike. I knew it was not a bluegill strike. But I've already caught 4 species today. That is cool. And that was not... I think I took a branch off. Alright, 5 species, stickfish. Nice little stickfish. Waterlogged as all get at it, sank like a rock. So, little panfish paradise here. I'm happy to say this is cool. I like this. I like this. That felt like a bluegill. That's definitely a bluegill. Definitely a bluegill over there. Try and get a little closer over here. That's pretty fun though. I like the fact that there's fish all over this place. But yeah, isolated cover. Had a feeling there was going to be a... Yep, that was a good hit. If I just spend the rest of the day microfishing, I don't care. I'm happy. This is fun. I'm already 4 species in. That's just cool. I'll bring it by this stick, because vertical cover, I've noticed, tends to attract crappie more, and that was just the stick itself. Great. So I've just blown out this particular spot, but that's okay. I got plenty more I can hit for the time being. Okay, well, that was unexpected. I didn't mean to actually catch this guy. He came up and smacked it just as it was just dangling off the side of the boat here. I floated past this piece of structure, and that little dude just clobbered it. So that was fun. That was real fun. That was pretty funny. Let's see if I can get some more of them. Ah, that was a little toot toot toot. Darn it. I was distracted. I was thinking about my ears getting sunburned, and I wasn't paying attention to the task at hand. Some did take my... Love these trailers, but they are not very durable. I'm gonna re-trailer this bad boy in a slightly different color. Oop. Don't want to do that now. Oh, hello, spider. Get off of there. Go, shoot. Get off my boat. I like you, but I don't want you here right now. I'll put a mini D-chunk on there. Oh, sounds like a long easy. It is an easy. Very, very unique engine sounds on that particular aircraft. Very cool aircraft. I like it. Little canards in the front. He's probably landing right there at the local airport. I don't see that aircraft flying too often, but I like it when I do. It's pretty cool. That was a hit. You guys probably saw the rod go pop up. Pitching this isolated cover for these fish. Well, get a little taste of lake water. No, you don't. That was a little gnarly. Wonder what I can catch off of this particular tree. Panfish wise. This is a 16th ounce, so it's not nearly as heavy as the last one I was using, because I didn't feel like losing any more of those. So far there's only one local shop that sells these jig heads, and it's kind of annoying that I have to go back there already, because I bought 2 packs, and guess what? I'm already down to 1 singular jig head left. That's a better fish. What is that? Is that a bass? What is that? What is that? Yeah, all right. All right. A little better fish. Hey, don't you do this. Yeah, I'm trying to help you. All right, best fish of the day. You wanted it. Best fish of the day so far. Only about 8 ounces or so. Best fish of the day. Later, buddy. He went broadside like that. He almost acted like a striper. That was crazy. I thought it was a... You know, I know that the white perch are in here. For some reason, I thought there may have been hybrids in here at one point. I could be wrong, could be totally mistaken and full of crap, but I think at some point there were hybrids or actual stripers in here. I just got another hit, and that's a stick. So I'm going to try and get my lure back. I'm not losing this last jig head. So there's plenty of structure. That's these fish are in these trees or whatever they are, you know, right in the structure. There we go. I'm gonna cast along the front of this structure real quick and hopefully don't get snagged up again. That's a fish. That's a fish. Another largie. Another good little largie. Oh, sorry, bud. Didn't mean to hit you on the sonar. Gotcha. Yep, front of the structure. Come on. Whatever, buddy. I'm gonna let you go. Later. I like this style of head. I'm gonna have to get some more of these. But all I'm doing is casting to this cover. These fish are bolting out of cover to slam this thing. There's another hit. So if I'm off cover, nothing. Not a hit, nothing. I really gotta service this reel when I get home. That should not be sounding like that. So a number of good little fish here today, but they're not on the shore. They are off the shore. They're out on this isolated cover. Not surprised. That's where I would imagine them being. That was a hit. A tiny fish, whatever I got, it's little. Feels like a crappie. Tiny little crappie or a white perch again. Yep, black crappie. The crappie, it's just a little... Hang on. Stop all of this, you silly, silly spot lock. But structure is key. I've noticed with crappie especially, structure is key. Really, I just tried to get you off and then you just made it worse. Later, buddy. Crappie is so skinny. Both of them, the crappie I caught, are so skinny. I know they're not, it's not like they're fresh out of spawn or anything. They spawn out early. They spawn before bass do, as a rule. So black crappie, white perch, bluegill, largemouth bass. Hot dog. Wow, I thought I had something. Went over a little school of those white perch and that's kind of ridiculous. That's funny. That is funny. Sorry, buddy, I'm gonna let you go. Later, bud. That's funny. That is amusing. You know, when I used to come here, I always fished, you know, off the bank or out of my canoe. I never had any kind of depth finder in here. I didn't have any idea that there was this kind of depth here. I thought this whole thing was, you know, really, really super shallow. I didn't know it had any kind of, well, depth. I think I got a fish. I think I got a fish. Get this in, because I, for some reason, don't have two rod holders on my boat right now, like a Guggen. Yep, I definitely got a fish on here. That's probably another little... Yeah. I had a fish, and I think it just ran me into some structure. I didn't think there was any structure on the bottom here. Well, the fish got off. Oh well. Don't know what that is. That might be a perch. Something small. No, just the smallest crappie of the day. Wow. Man, that's bass food. Skinny little bass food. Son of a gun. tiny, tiny fish. Like that one, that's tiny. Well, yeah, he let go. Oh, that was crazy, right as it hit the water. Oh, that was another hit there. That was another hit there. Nothing big. These are tiny little things. Some of the microest of the micro crappie I've ever run across. And when a crappie's too small to get a bait in its mouth, you know it's small. Because proportionally, they've got a much bigger mouth than a bluegill. Got one! No, don't do that, don't do that. Oh, stop it. All right. Healthy little fish. Right off the point.
Oh, nice.
All right, little buddy. Let's get a pic with you. First fish I've caught standing up in this thing.
What's that?
First fish I've caught standing up in this thing.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I've yet to do that. I had to get myself out of that pocket that was pushing me back.
Yeah. But he came right off that isolated patch of structure right there.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. Probably the same size as yours, about a pound, maybe a pound and a half.
Yeah, I mean, there's another couple suspended right off this drop right here, about 5 feet.
Yeah, I was just using this grub again. I was trying to catch crappie. I don't know if this place just, the forage is so small or they're so pressured or what, but you know, I figured that something small would be the way to go, so. More wood ducks. Yep. Well, heading back to the launch. It's about 2:30, give or take. I've had a good day. Yeah. Any day with a new species is a good day. So I met that other guy back there, fished with him for probably about the last 2.5 hours. Pretty cool dude. 7 foot tall, big guy. So kind of obvious as to why he picked the kayak that he picked. He's got a New Canoe Frontier 12. Just because, yeah, he's a big guy. And big guys in kayaks are kind of an iffy proposition most of the time. You know, me personally, I gotta find one that's stable enough because I'm A, not a small guy, and B, I'm still kind of tall. I'm 6'1". So you don't be too top heavy, in addition to being, you know, naturally top heavy with a belly. And big old carp just jumped over there. And I decided to stand up for a while, just see if, you know, kind of get used to that. Bunch of good practice with it. Oh, excuse me, bunch of good practice with it. And yeah, just a solid day. You know, got black crappie, largemouth bass, bluegill, and the white perch. So white perch, new species, that is species number 18 on the year. So I'm doing pretty good. You know, if we're only fishing for about a month and a half, I'm absolutely chugging through the species so far. Gonna plateau though. I was actually anticipating not catching And my thing just shut off again. Now it's making a very unhappy sound because it doesn't have satellite. Why is it doing that? I don't know. I'm still troubleshooting this, you know. You figure for the kind of money you're dropping on a trolling motor with GPS, it would be a little less, you know, awful. But whenever it drops satellite coverage, it just totally shuts off, slams off. So if I was running along and had if I was standing up and it did that, I'd be in the water. Excuse me. So it's not a voltage issue, because if it was a voltage issue, the circuit breaker I have in the back would have tripped. So I don't know what's going on with it. All right, so I was fighting a couple trolling motor issues there for a few minutes. I think it just did it again. And now it's completely off. I don't know if I heard it click from back here. Let me see if that is an issue that I can reach and see if perhaps I tripped a circuit. I did. Ooh, it's hot. That is hot. I'm gonna leave that off for a little while. I'm just gonna coast here. So yeah, it's definitely a power issue. That's the first time I've had it kick like that routinely. That's the first time I've ever had the circuit breaker pop. So yes, it is a current issue. Huh, that's problematic. It's run real hot right now. So that's something I got to figure out. I think it has to do with my... No, the cables aren't hot. They're warm, but they're not hot. You know, just feeling the cable temperature of the cable right there. But that circuit breaker was warm. Huh. Kind of wonder what's causing that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and turn that back on. There we go. I'm not gonna run it at full speed. I notice I only have that problem when I'm trying to, you know, gas it to and fro. So if I run it on like half speed, let me go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, I'm on half speed. You know, I got a satellite back, so we'll see if that is actually what's causing the issue. I'm running 6-gauge cable, so which is well more than they recommend, and I'm only running like maybe 12 foot of it. Like, I don't even have the full length of my kayak here in terms of cable for this thing. So is it a combination of the heat of the day, because the sun has been kind of beaten down? I do have it in my darker of the two black packs. I might move my batteries around and I don't know, let's see what I can see there. But I don't want any permanent issues with this whole rig. It's kind of a learning experience still to this day. Something I'm getting used to and learning. My connections are solid. They're all tinned copper. The cable I'm running is tinned copper marine cable. That's 6-gauge. I have Anderson connectors. The only thing that I'm thinking may be a bit of an issue that's causing some of this is my Anderson connector that goes from this red power cable to the green power cable I got down there, that I have connected to my actual trolling motor, is the fact that that did get rusty. Fish just jumped right there. That did get a little corroded after I brought it out into the bay in the salt water. I should say, because it wasn't the bay, it was the actual Atlantic Ocean. I was going out of Rudy Inlet. I was not going out of Lynn Haven or anything. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. It's actually somewhere. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get some like rust away or something like that and hit those terminals, pop those loose. If I gotta, you know, cut and redo an entire terminal for it, that's a cheap fix, and I can do that no problem at all. Just to get fresh terminals and, you know, grease them up and dielectric grease the living crap out of them, prevent any future possible corrosion issues. Yeah, I'm kind of glad I got that goof up on film, because it's been kind of getting to me. I noticed it first when I was at Occoquan River with Grady the first time around, trying to power our way back to the launch, and my motor kicked off twice when we were making our run. And this one, you could see, you know, I maybe only made it about a third of a mile, maybe a half mile before it shut off. And then it just turned right back on. The power was there and ready to go, and then I kicked back off again after about another 5 minutes of use. It's a heat thing. The heat and the current draw are what's causing the issue with it. Oh, and I also heard a sound clunk into my kayak that I got to diagnose when I get to the ramp here. It sounded like a screw fell out, and like the back of the screw just kind of was shaking and rolled down into the hull somewhere. So if that's the case, that's fun. Got to diagnose that issue. All in all, it was a good day. Excuse me. It was a good day. You know, I wasn't expecting to find white perch here, but I am happy to have checked them off the list. Honestly, I was kind of expecting to catch them when I went back to the bay to do some crabbing, because that's where I caught a bunch of eater-sized white perch last year. Now I got to start knocking off a couple saltwater species, and that's going to be easy enough. Maybe just take next time I get 2 days off in a row, I'll go down to Sandbridge or something and just plunk some scrimps out into the surf. But yeah, I definitely wanted to thank each and every one of you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for following me along with my adventures. It really means a lot to me. If you have any ideas on things that you'd like to see, feel free to leave a comment down below. I am open to suggestions. There's a bunch of stuff that I'm going to try and get into before too long, but you know, I can only think of so much. If you want to see more saltwater stuff, let me know. If you want to see more catfishing, more bass fishing, I'd just like to bring you along and see what there is to do outside. It makes me happy. That's why I have this channel. I like to share my adventures, and I like to teach folks about what's out here. You know, I just do local stuff right now in Northern Virginia. I'm in the middle of Northern Virginia right now. So if you have any ideas, like I said, leave a comment down below. We'll see if I can get a video going on those. So I do appreciate each and every one of you. I really do. But that's about all I got for you today. So like I always say, thanks again for watching. Make sure you find a reason to smile today, and I'll catch you in the next one.